Was Abraham Lincoln a president?
Yes.
Oh, I thought he was just a whatever publical figure.
Welcome back to Delulu Diaries, where the timelines don't match, but the receipts always do. We do have just a little bit more stuff to go through. I thought I covered everything in the last update. However, you guys know Amber. She loves to make me have a panic attack because she changes everything that I post the second that I get my video out. So we do have some new updates from my video that I posted 2 days ago. First of all, regarding her breakup with Emily, they are supposedly back together. Amber has posted that they're back together, and a couple of you guys in my comments have said that there is speculation that the whole breakup was surrounding Emily being back in Zio's DMs. And based on this little screenshot here, I think that sounds pretty plausible. It is worth noting that Emily has not posted anything on her social media about them being back together, but that's also not her typical MO, so we can just take Amber's word for now that they are in fact still together. Anyways, moving on to Amber's Discord, she has 2 other issues that are popping up. The first one is a little bit more easy to explain, so I'm going to go over this first. There was a person in her Discord who posted this really long message about systemic oppression and things of that nature. I'm going to put it up on the screen if you guys want to read it, but just for the sake of like YouTube, I'm not going to read it all out because I don't know what words exactly might get flagged. However, people started posting that over and over and over again as like a copy pasta, which if you're not familiar, that's basically where somebody posts something typically a little bit more serious or complaining about something, and then a bunch of people copy it and paste it again so that it's coming from like multiple people, but the phrasing is exactly the same, and it's done in an effort to like mock the original poster. So because of the seriousness and the context of the first message, Amber, as well as her mods, were getting called out for being racist because it did deal with systemic oppression, as I said previously. I'm going to put Amber's response to it up on the screen, but she basically said that she defended racism in the LCU, which, as a side note, I'm pretty sure she means that she was against racism in the LCU, but of course Amber has to say it incorrectly as always. And that people told her to stop standing up for it, and that her mods, many of who are people of color themselves, didn't mean to be racist or whatever, blah, blah. Like, I'll let you guys read it. To me, it was like kind of a half-hearted apology, but, you know, whatever. It's not really the biggest thing going on in her Discord right now, but I just thought that that was worth mentioning because on top of everything else that's like level 10 serious, you still have these other things that in any other server would be like the most severe thing happening. But like I said, there are more serious allegations going on, so those are obviously getting addressed, but I didn't want this to fall to the wayside either. Okay, so as of right now, the Discord server is age restricted. There was briefly a paywall added, however, Amber did take the paywall down. When she took it down, she said that she heard the feedback and understood that a lot of people weren't happy with the change and that that wasn't her intention. But at the same time, when she originally announced that she was going to be making the server 18 plus, as I said in my last update video, she literally said that she was trying to make things easy, but that if she was going to have to instate IDs, she was going to also make it a paywalled server. So clearly that was not her intention. Her intention was not just to make it paywalled to keep people out. She literally said like, hey, if you're going to make this more effort for me, I'm going to make it more effort for you and make you guys pay. My belief is that not enough people stuck around because obviously just putting it behind an ID wall does filter out a lot of people because even people who are 18 plus don't want to share their IDs like that. In fact, one of you guys reached out to me and said that you wouldn't share an ID because you had just recently gone through ID theft and had it be where it took 4 years to get that resolved. Now, granted, in Apathetic's video, she said that none of that would really matter anyways because Amber wasn't requiring an ID. It was just a button that you pressed that said, yes, I'm 18 plus. As another attempt to keep people from posting crazy stuff in there, she did make it where you can't post any like photos, videos, anything like that, which I definitely think is a step in the correct direction, but really nothing is gonna like do as good as having a bunch of moderators or, you know, having it really truly locked down for 18 plus only if she doesn't require the ID. Again, I don't expect people to send their ID to her, and as I said in my last video, but just in case you missed it, Discord has had IDs leak from their server before, so I don't think even Discord is really safe to give your ID to, but Either way, she just needs to be doing more, is what I'm basically saying. Like, she already has had the issues. If it was my server and I had already had issues to the extent that she has had issues, I would just shut it down permanently, because there's no way it's worth having something like that associated with your name, especially because the things that are in it are very, very serious. This part of the video is going to get a little bit more serious for a minute, just because it's not like tea. It really doesn't go with the branding on my video at all. I kind of wish I had something a little more serious to put up here, because it's not Delulu Diaries tea. It is like actually federal crime. So people have been talking about the distribution of different types of corn in there, involving characters from children's TV shows, as well as a picture that was floating around of a minor that was bare on top, if you know what I'm saying, and had "Am Baby" written across their chest. And so these things are really actually quite serious. You know, I know that there is some people who think, oh, well, you know, it's not that deep what's going on, and that reaction channels are just blowing things out of proportion because Amber has said that that's not really what's going on. But at this point, I've seen enough to know that it's actually very, very serious. She's taking steps to correct it, but I feel like at this point, it just needs to be gone from the internet. There is no amount of fixing it that I feel like will actually fix it. There is somebody who posted online about not only the severity of what's going on in there, but also commented a area where you can report. And she notably said that it's not worth taking any screenshots for proof or anything like that, because just being in possession of the things that are going on in that server is a crime. And so if you guys are in the server, once again, I strongly urge you to leave. If you want to report the server, report the server. There are links that you can do that at. And also, for those of you who are in there and still think that this is not serious enough to leave, and you really want to see what's going on that badly, I do have to say that somebody also mentioned that Discord is known for disbanding Discord accounts altogether if you've broken the terms of service, which just being in that server with people breaking the terms of service could be enough to get your Discord account completely banned. So just keep that in mind. Again, this is really not like haha, tea, drama, whatever. It's very, very serious. And while I understand that not everybody in the server is doing bad things, and that there, I'm sure, are a lot of fun, interesting people in there that are just chatting about girl world drama, it's not worth it. I really struggle to think of a way to put it where I can urge you guys any more seriously than I already have. But you know, if you have friends in there and you're not participating in any of this, just break off and make your own little mini server where you just talk to those people. Don't stay in the main server, because it has been reported not only to the cops, but to the FBI as well. And I know this sounds very FBI Frank coded, but I'm just telling you guys what I know. It is very, very serious. The last thing that I want to touch on real quick is that there was another VC leak, which I'm going to post Apathetic's video down below. I heard that she included it in there. I didn't watch her full video. I just didn't have time to get around to the whole thing. But I heard that she has the leaked voice call in her video. So if you guys want to hear it, you can go there. It was a lot of people talking all over each other, and you guys really don't seem to like to hear that. So I'm just going to sum it up for you. Basically, it was Amber and I believe her moderators, but definitely people in her Discord, talking to Amber because Thick Gemini said that he had reported the server to the authorities, and people were like, reported what? There's nothing going on. The server's already been wiped. So, you know, whatever, like what's going to happen? There's nothing that can happen. And it was just a lot of looping on trying to make Amber feel better about the situation. And honestly, I found it kind of gross. Like, the stuff that I have seen, which keep in mind, I'm not even in there, I don't see everything, is disgusting. To say that there's nothing going on in there is a wild misrepresentation of what's going on. To say that the police have more serious things to do, I can't think of something more serious than keeping children safe. So that's crazy to say. To say that the server has already been wiped, so what is there to report? First of all, way to admit that there was wrongdoing that needed to be wiped, so you probably just got them in deeper trouble because that's just proof that something needed to be wiped. Second of all, they're not wrong. The server was wiped. I'm going to put up screenshots here so you can see where she took down everything except for one channel. And third of all, like, just because you wipe it on the front end does not mean that Discord has not retained the records in the back end. They can see what was posted, when, and how long it was left up, things like that. So the police can get access to every single thing that had been in there. And if you think that they're not going to take it seriously, like, I don't know what to tell you. They really do take this kind of thing seriously. There are entire departments specifically for online safety for children. Okay, I want to go ahead and move away from that, and I do just want to let you guys know that I did touch on it because I know not everybody watches all of the reaction channels, and so I never want to assume that you guys have information, but at the same time, this is not what I set up my channel to discuss. I didn't really want to be talking about these really, really serious topics, so unless something happens where the Discord gets completely shut down, or there's lighter tea going on, I'm really not going to be talking about the Discord anymore. I think Apathetic does a really good job of keeping up to date on what's going on with all of that. So if you like her videos, you can get the tea from there. If not, I'm sure other people clip her videos all the time. So I'm sure you can find it somewhere else. But just for me and my mental health, I am not going to be looking into this anymore. With all that being said, I do just want to say a quick thank you to everybody who's given me fan art as well as super chats. I really do appreciate it so much. If you guys want to, you're welcome to send me anything that you want. You can send me fan art, you can send me video ideas for stuff that you want me to look into, anything like that. I do have an email at the bottom of my fan art appreciation page, as well as linked to my YouTube account if you guys want to send me anything. And then I also want to give a huge shout out to all of my members. I also have a couple of Patreon members now, which is really cool. And I want to say thank you guys so, so much, no matter what way you want to appreciate me. And even if that's just leaving a like and subscribing, it all really means so much to me. I really do try to make the memberships and everything worth it, but I understand that not everybody can afford to support me in that way. And I'm honestly really surprised that as many of you guys do support me in that way as you do. So again, I just want to say I am so, so grateful for the platform that you guys have afforded me here. And with that, I just want to say if you made it this far, you already know. Stay Delulu, but not that Delulu. And I'll catch you in the next one.